Okay, man. I seen something today and we got to talk the truth, man. First of all, I love the Manning family. Um, the only great Manning I think there was Peyton. The dad played for the Saints, so I don't want to get into the politics of that. And Eli as well. It's a lot of politics. He played with one of the greatest defense ever. I'm not going to get into that. We need to focus on Ark Manning. Now, the overrated situation, I'm not going to say that, but we know it is true. In fact, I will say that. He is overrated. Just like many people who are overhyped, they're overrated. It doesn't mean he's not going to be great. He's not going to be a future star player. We just don't see it. I have yet to see what everybody else who are not actual scouts or evaluators have been saying, because the real scouts and everybody, they've ranked Ark Manning 7 out of the top 10 quarterbacks. I don't even have him in the top 10 list. But for some miraculous reason, because of the Manning name, he was rated the #1 quarterback. Not just the #1 quarterback, the #1 player, and which is not fair for him. They failed Manning. They were so scared to let him naturally fall where he belongs, and they fast-tracked him, just like Bronny James. But at least Bronny James played against his peers of higher levels, such as the McDonald All-American game, such as the Hoop Summit, and he's going to play in the Jordan Brand game. Now, with Ark Manning, he choose not to play in the 7-on-7 drills, which a lot of you people are now saying it doesn't mean nothing, which is weird to me because you critique every other player based on that. And then he doesn't go to the Holy Grail game, which is the Elite 11. What star quarterback at that high level does not go to the Elite 11? They're protecting him. He played against a mediocre talent level in high school. He didn't even play against the top talent in Louisiana. You seen what happened to Juju Johnson when he faced Ark Manning. He destroyed him. Now, let's get to this spring game. I seen a spring game where the two white hype quarterbacks were outplayed by a quarterback everybody forgot about, the name of Maalik Murphy. I didn't forget Maalik Murphy. He had chances of actually getting into the game his freshman year last year, but he was plagued by injuries, so they decided to redshirt him. He's 6'5", but to the naysayers and the slick people, you could say he's 6'4.5". You feel me? So but they got him 6'5". Forget about his running skills. He has an arm, just like his coach says. He has a natural throwing motion. He outplayed both quarterbacks in the spring game, but you can't find highlight tapes of Maalik Murray nowhere to be found. All you see in the news and all the sport tapes and people talking about is Quinn Ewers versus Ark Manning. And I'm like, that's not the headline here. The headline here is both quarterbacks just got outplayed and Texas got a competition on their hand here. But guess what happened? Coach Steve doesn't make the decisions. The boosters are the ones who make the decisions. So Steve was forced to fast forward and name Quinn the starter for the 2023 year, even though he was shaky. See, Quinn Ewers is not a scrub quarterback at all, but he's also an overhyped quarterback as well. The games that he did get into for Ohio State when he was in a competition as a true high school senior playing in college, I gave him a pass and an excuse. You know what I mean? He couldn't beat them two players, and it is what it is. He transferred back. Plus, he was supposed to be a senior year of high school. Nobody's hurt here. But the year he actually did play last year, he was shaky. He was not calm. In the spring game, he was calm, but yet still shaky. He made some great passes. I just don't see Quinn dominating nor winning over 8 games this year. And I don't even know if Murphy can win 8 games or even let alone 5 games. I'm not going to coin him as the best quarterback ever. That would be asinine. But he did play great in the spring game. If you're telling me to evaluate a spring football game to give you a starting quarterback, then that's Murphy. But if you're looking at the boosters, then you have to start Quinn Ewers. He's a white hype. He's the face of not only Texas, but Texas football as well. I'm not talking about the university. I'm talking about the actual state of Texas. This high school kid, Quinn, he has all the oil money headed towards his way. They need for him to be the new face. You know, they force people to be the white hype. And it's unfortunate for these players. The expectations, they will not meet at all. Now, you go to Ark Manning. He had 5 completions out of 13 attempts. All you see in the comment sections is excuse for this guy. I see a recurring a situation going on in the comment sections where they keep saying he's supposed to be in high school. He's 17 years old. Knock it off. He turns 18 years old in May. In like 2 more months, he will be 18 years old. He is not the first 17 years old to go to college early. In fact, in the last 30 years, thousands of players have registered early for college instead of waiting for the summer because they all have the credits to do so. And it behooves you to enroll early to get your position and at least learn the playbooks and learn the game at a faster rate and pace. So this excuse people keep saying he played horrible because he's 17, he should be in prom. There are countless of dudes who play phenomenally well at the same level and age that Ark is. The truth is, he's babied and conditioned, and you guys have to stop that. If you want him to thrive and do well, tell the truth. And one thing I've noticed, a lot of condescending gestures in the comment sections, a lot of people, we're not going to say their race. I guess you guys can make your own. I don't want to use no race factors. I don't even want to start. I apologize for bringing it up. But you cannot deny there's a certain group of people in the comment sections who are belittling Murphy and they're denigrating him and they're just talking complete crap and trash about him, all because he played a great game and people notice he played a great game and they're giving him his props. But because they're lover boy and white hype, Ark Manning didn't play so good. So now they're trashing Murphy. They're saying he had over 2 years, which is a false lie. He only had 1 year at Texas. This will be his second year. But these people will do anything to trash someone who actually played well, but yet make excuses for someone who played like trash. And it's the sad part. To be real with you, even if Murphy was the starter, Texas is not headed for a good year. They are not headed for a good football season, and their politics in the quarterback room is going to tarnish their year. Because if you look at what a lot of the Texas players are saying on Twitter, yes, go there right now. I'm going to put the link for you guys. A lot of the players are like, that locker room presence is felt more with Murphy than Quinn. Quinn is kind of shaky, man. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys seen it, but they're going to over-exaggerate. I don't know what decision led Coach Steve to name him Quinn the starter. I've never seen a coach name quickly a quarterback the starter like that. You know, that was just berserk, but I know why already. The boosters cannot have this black kid, and it's not even because Murphy is black. Let's just be honest. Maybe some people are going to say that, and I understand, but it's because Murphy is coming from California. He doesn't have the prominent name that a Manning has or the face that a Quinn Ewers has. Quinn has been the face of Texas high school football for 3 years. So, you know, you got this kid who is not supposed to do well like he has done. So that throws everybody plans off the rail. You know, it was supposed to be a competition between Manning and Quinn, but it turns out to be the better quarterback might be Murphy. Now, he will transfer. It's not if. After the coach made this decision ignorantly and without giving time for people to actually earn the job, and since boosters are impacting decisions and coaching decisions, I guarantee you that man's father and uncle and mom will guide him to the right path of the transfer portal. And I agree with him. He could be starting at any other Power 5 conferences out here. The level of composure he has, and had Murphy not get injured last year, I dare to say he probably would have taken the job too. And we see why they are hiding his highlights for this spring game. They're not even talking about him. One of my greatest highlight content creators, Devo Highlights, he didn't even have any highlight films of Murphy, but he had it of a trash Manning, and he hid Manning's awful games. He only showed the highlights of Manning's completion, didn't show any of the incompletions. It's like they're trying to force Manning on us, and this kid is not ready this year. I can't say he's not ready next year, but I know for sure he's not ready at all this year, and you can't do that to him. A lot of people are not ready, so I do give that excuse to him. When you're that young, a lot of people are not going to get ready for that level of competition, but here's the problem. You have trumped and touted Ark Manning, the greatest thing since sliced bread, and there's no excuse for him. There's a lot of quarterbacks at his level, not even ranked what he's ranking. And they played well this year alone and previous years before. But this year, you got North Carolina State got a freshman kid with bifocal glasses on. He was more composed and played a hell of a game. But yeah, all you see in the comment sections is people saying he's trash, he's not good. But when you read about Ark Manning, it's like babies have it's like his groupie fans have a pacifier in his mouth. Look, man, Ark Manning is not ready. Quinn, I just don't see it. People already touting him to leave for the NFL after this year. Several scouts already said last year they don't see how he's an NFL caliber quarterback for right now. He needs to improve and show more. But yet all you read this year for the spring game is Murphy will have a chance. He doesn't have to transfer. He'll have a chance after Quinn goes to the NFL. It's like they already had the season sold already. It's already going to be a win. This is crazy. I've never seen a level of overhypeness and overreaction by a fan base in my life. And if I'm Murphy, there's no way I'll stay for this year just to get something acclimated and make my presence felt more. But there's no way I'll return next year. It's too much politics involved in that Texas oil rigged football. It's way too much politics. And we know the last, I don't want to do the race thing, but the last true quarterback for Texas that looks like a melanated brother, was Vince Young. Ever since then, Texas has been transforming their quarterbacks into running backs or tight ends, et cetera, et cetera. It is not a place for a quarterback such as Murphy to develop. He needs a better coach, and Steve is that coach for him. But the problem with Steve, he coaches at Texas. And when you coach at Texas, they don't allow you to make these right decisions. And honestly, Steve has one protection. It's his complexion. And we've seen what they did with Charlie Strong, whatever his name was, Mr. Strong, the defensive coach who got fired after 2 seasons. He never really had a chance. If you're a melanated coach who looks like me, you would have to be undefeated to even get a chance. But these coaches can have mediocre years after mediocre years, and we're told they're the greatest things to slice bread. Texas dropped the ball again, and they seem to have a hell of a phenomenal group of players. I seen the freshman kid that they got down there. They got a lot of great players, and here's the problem. You can have a nice Mercedes-Benz, but if the engine ain't right, it's just a nice, shiny toy. So Texas is just a nice, shiny team with those 2 quarterbacks. Now, Quinn, I'd rather have Quinn than Ark any day. But if you're comparing what Murphy can give you, before we name Quinn the starter, I think we got to take this competition well into the summer to see who's going to be the starting quarterback. It was premature by this coach, and it shows why this coach lost at USC and why he'll continue to lose at universities such as Texas. I don't see what's the overhype in the Manning. He was overrated from the start. There are countless levels of quarterbacks who have outplayed him, and they don't hide from competition. Manning has been hiding from competition. It is what it is, man. Look, I'm your guy, DJ Bless One. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. Look, if you love the Mannings, tell the truth, because overhyping him and making this excuse for him is just going to lead him to that quarterback end that I see for all these overhyped white hypes. Please don't do it to him. Look, man, love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed, gang.